Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, alongside here, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Labor's Local 663, Shelter Insurance Agent. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays. We'll go back up north to Rockhurst High School, home of the Hawklets and the state champion, Class 4 state champion soccer team, and Coach Matt Darby alongside. Coach Darby, thanks so much for your time today.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Coach, just kind of put a bow on this season. You finished 24-2. I believe you won 18 or 20 of the last games consecutively there on your way to the state championship. Kind of put a bow on it, and what your thoughts are as you look back.
Oh, God, put a bow on it. What I love is that it ended the way that it probably should have for us. It doesn't always happen that way. A lot of teams, a lot of classes, a lot of schools have great teams, great senior leadership, great talent. And sometimes for some reason or another, it doesn't always end the way that you hope it would. So to put a bow on it, I would say, I don't think our kids were surprised. They expected to be there. But even when that happens and when you got the talent and all that jazz, a lot of times it doesn't happen for somebody. So I think to put it in there is that it ended the way it should have for these 16 seniors, and so happy for them.
As you look back on just the postseason run, 8-0 over Raytown, and you get a 3-0 shutout over Ray-Pec, and then you've got Lee Summit West. That Park Hill game and that first kind of sectional or matchup there, it's 1-0. Kind of take us through that game.
Yeah, no, it was a tough one. I mean, the Lee Summit West game was a big game for us in the district championship game. We knew it was going to probably be them or Lee Summit that we'd have to get through. And we knew that those two teams would play us pretty straight up and come out and not really adjust too much of their game. Park Hill, we struggled with them last year in that same round in the quarterfinals and ended up losing in penalty kicks when these kids were juniors. I think we outshot them 26-2 that day. So pretty similar to this past Saturday with them. It's just that we ended up getting a goal in regulation this time around. So very organized, very focused team. They know what they're doing. They get 9-10 guys behind the ball. Just try to hope to frustrate the other team and get a counterattack or get a restart and get a goal or maybe go to overtime or PK. So I was proud of our kids. You know, the scoreline looked 1-0, but I was proud of our kids, probably 80% possession in that game. And I joked with a lot of people that weekend about that's why some people love or hate soccer. When you can do that and you can possess the ball for 80% of the game and possibly still lose. Some people would say that's why it's beautiful, and some people would say that's why I'll never watch soccer again. So glad we escaped with that victory that day and got to where we wanted to get this season in the Final Four.
You take on a Jackson team, I believe, in the state championship. It's 2-0 there. Kind of take us through that match.
Yeah, no, Jackson was a fun one. Our semifinal game with John Burroughs was a little bit similar to Park Hill in terms of an opponent that had a game plan to try and slow us down and try to muddy the game up a little bit. And that Jackson game, we knew was a team that played with a 3-5-2, liked to attack. We kind of just heard from other coaches and watching game film that they weren't going to change who they were. And they wanted to play us straight up, which we were happy to do. So finally, it was the first time in a few games that we got to actually play a real game of soccer against an opponent that wanted to come out and play their style too. So it was fun to be up and down and to actually get the ball moving and have some space working in that game. But our kids played great. It was one of our complete games of the year. I think each half, officially on Misha, we had 8 shots each half. I think our kids, our statisticians, had us down for 10 shots each half. So pretty well balanced both halves. And just had to stay patient and knew that a goal was going to come. And typically with us, when one does come, another one comes also. So
very good. And again, we're visiting with Rockhurst head soccer coach Matt Darby on their state championship. And Coach Darby, you've got some young men in the room there. We'll kind of go around the room and visit with each of them. We'll start with Ryder. Ryder, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about your game. What position you play and what your roles have been.
I play center back. So my role is captain. So set up, organize a press, and man mark. But then also when we have the ball, to distribute it and find the gaps in the midfield so we can split the lines and move forward.
Was there a time, during this season where you felt like, that you could maybe make a run? And it may have been game one. I mean, it may have been at the beginning of the season, coming off of last year. But was there a point maybe during the season, even if it was at the beginning, where you felt like, hey, we've got an opportunity if we stay healthy to make a run?
Yeah, I feel like in the summer I felt like we had like a chance to go pretty far. Before we even started the season, we were all still going up to the local soccer complex and training, working out and doing stuff. And first game comes around, we won 4-0, and it really just all clicked for us.
Very good. Well, Ryder, congratulations on the state championship. And what are your plans here in the future?
College soccer, hopefully soon.
Very good. Very good. Well, hey, thanks so much and congratulations and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
You
You
bet.
too.
And we've got Brian next, I believe. Brian, how are you today?
I'm Ryan.
Oh,
I'm doing
Brian.
well.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries. I know it's hard over Zoom.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, tell us a little bit about your game, what position you play, and what your roles and responsibilities are.
Yeah, so I'm the goalkeeper on the team, and with Ryder and Josh and Luke with us, we're all captains too. And so like Ryder, much of what Ryder did, just organizing the team, making sure we're all keeping our heads up throughout the game, making sure we're all staying organized. And I mean, like saving shots when it comes to it. Although I mean, the guys in front of me make that pretty easy. I don't have to do that all the time. So yeah, just kind of leading the team, leading the young guys with us, and keeping everyone's heads in the game.
What is like a worst case scenario? When somebody on a breakaway, or maybe you've got two coming at you. What kind of raises the hair on the back of your neck a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, other than PKs, which kind of just the guy 12 yards away from you, definitely a breakaway. We're a team that likes to play high up and possess a lot. So a lot of teams game plan against us is to counter. So when that happens, it does get me a little nervous, but I know that we always got it covered with Ryder and Josh getting back, and then I'm confident in my abilities too.
So you get a shutout against Jackson.
Yeah.
Were you ever under any duress? I mean, what was that like?
I mean, honestly, not too much. Last couple games of the year, we really dominated, and I think I maybe had to make a total of like 5 saves in the last 3 games. Every once in a while, I do have to work on some set pieces, some corners, have to come out, collect the ball. But I honestly wasn't called upon a huge ton, which I wasn't too upset about, in honesty. I mean, we got the state championship. That's all that really matters.
What was going through your mind there as the clock's winding down?
Yeah, so I remember just sitting there and kind of looking around and like seeing 2-0 on the scoreboard and like a minute, like 30 seconds left. And it was surreal. I'd always kind of like look to those teams above me and thought like, I want to be there one day. And then like being in such an integral role and like being in that situation where it's so close, I honestly couldn't believe it. I was in just utter disbelief. It was super exciting.
Oh, Ryan, what are your plans here as you go forward?
Yeah, I'm looking to play college soccer too as well. But I don't know yet. I don't know where yet. I'm definitely going to play next year. That was my goal.
All right. Very good. Well, congratulations on the state championship and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
You bet. And now we've got Luke, if I wrote it down right. Luke, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your roles are.
Well, I kind of play all over. My junior year, I played in the defense the entire year. And then this year, coach needed me up top. So I played there a little bit. And then in the state final, one of our players went out and he needed me in the midfield. So, and then also as captain, I kind of think of myself as maybe the emotional leader. I try to get the guys to work hard and work smart.
And what were the challenges there switching positions? I mean, what are the differences and what were the challenges? Maybe more field to coverage. Maybe you've got to mark a guy. What was it like? What were the challenges there?
Yeah, it's always hard just switching up positions. You kind of get a rhythm going in your position. And then when you get called on to go into another position and guard a guy that has different abilities, it can be difficult. But if you just rely on your soccer IQ and kind of take things slow and patiently and listen to your my other teammates, my coaches, they helped guide me through it, and we got through it.
As you look back on this season and maybe your career since you're a senior, what moments outside of the state championship, obviously. What are some things that are going to stand out to you?
Well, my junior year in the playoffs, I tore my ACL and was out for the majority of this year. And so I came back about 2/3 through the season, and my first game back was on senior night, and that was a really special night for me.
What did you learn about the game and about yourself, having to look at it through a kind of a different set of eyes, not being able to play, but being at the games? What would you learn about yourself and about the game?
I mean, so much. It was really hard watching my teammates. I mean, for the most part, they did really good, but I just wanted to be out there playing. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say I learned how to be patient and just kind of that coach's perspective almost. Like, you can't go on the field and help them no matter how badly you want to. So you just kind of got to encourage your teammates and then coach them through any way you can.
So new respect then for the coaching staff,
Yeah.
because you're in the same situation where you can't control anything.
Yes, sir. Yep.
What are your plans here as you go forward?
I don't plan on playing soccer in college. I'm going to focus more on academics and hopefully go pre-medicine route.
Outstanding. Is background there? You got family in the medical field?
I do, a grandpa and an uncle.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Luke, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Now we've got Luca, I believe.
Yes. Hi.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. So tell us a little bit about your game, what position you play, and what your responsibilities are.
All right. Well, I play attacking midfield, so I'm more involved in the attack than like Luke would be. He's usually playing behind me. So while Luke is typically dropping back more and receiving the ball from like Ryder or Josh or Ryan even, I'm more up trying to get that connection from Luke and then usually trying to find our forwards up top and give them a chance to score.
What are things that you look to try and take advantage of? Maybe someone loses you or they turn their back or you get to the outside or maybe center. What are some things you're trying to take advantage of?
Definitely. We try to have a lot of movement in the midfield so that we're able to like lose the man that's marking us. Because if we're able to lose that man and just get a little bit of space, then it's pretty easy for like Ryder to play me the ball in the middle. And then I can easily turn and then find one of our strikers and then we have an attack going. So definitely taking advantage of open space and not having like a tight mark.
Out of these 19 goals that you score in the state playoffs, were you able to get in? Were you able to find the back of the net at all?
No, I didn't. And I forgot about that. Yes, in districts I was able to score 4, I believe. So yeah, that felt nice.
Well, that 4 out of the 19, that's a pretty good rate. That's 25% of the goals in the postseason.
Yeah, I think that was actually one of our strikers that had 19 goals. But
No.
yeah.
No, it's 19. I'm talking 19 total.
19 total. Okay, I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying. I was really confused for a second. My bad.
That's all right. That's all right. So what are your plans as you go forward here?
I plan to play at Benedictine College and probably study something pre-medicine as well.
All right. Is there history there?
No, or my mom is a physical therapist, but I don't know. I'm just interested in medicine from like just myself. So,
All right. Well, Luca, hey, congratulations and happy Thanksgiving.
oh, thank you very much.
You bet. Now we have Noah, I believe. Noah, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. So tell us a little bit about your position and what your roles and responsibilities are.
Yeah, so I play the defensive midfielder position. So my main job is kind of helping out on defense, controlling the possession, switching it from side to side, and then kind of getting forward when I can.
Is that maybe one of the more physical positions on the field?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely a lot of running because you're expected to get forward when you can, but your main job first and foremost is to help anchor the defense. So yeah, it definitely is one of the more physical positions on the field.
As based on what I do here at the Missouri Sports Network, I look at matches that are coming up or games. I'm thinking, okay, I'd like to be here, be there. Do you find yourself at the beginning of the season looking at particular matches? Maybe it's a rivalry match. Maybe it's maybe you know someone on the other team. Are there games you really look forward to?
Oh yeah, definitely before the season, we definitely had a couple of those type of games picked out from the very beginning. The first thing that comes to mind was the Aquinas game. We hadn't beaten them for the last I think it was 6 years. And so that was definitely a game we had circled. And we came out and played great and beat them 3-0. So that was definitely a great achievement during our season.
Take us through the playoff run here for you from your point of view. You get to shut out. What does it mean to get that state championship, and how difficult was it?
Yeah, I mean, really the state championship, that means just kind of the world to the whole team. I think, we definitely had some challenges. Sorry. But I think from the very beginning, we knew that was our goal. And we knew we had it in us to achieve it. But it definitely wasn't like easy per se. But we just knew we could do it. And so it was great to pull it off.
Very good. Very good. Well, Noah, hey, congratulations and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too.
You bet. Now we've got Josh, I believe. Josh, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about what position you play and what your roles and responsibilities are.
I'm a center back on the team, just like Ryder. I'm also a senior captain of the team. So trying to just be a positive leader and share some of my experience to the underclassmen.
And talk about that leadership role. I had a coach, a long time to tell me, hey, what the definition of a good leader, and his response always was anyone who's doing anything worth following. So what, as a leader, and I know it's in the classroom, it's in the hallway, it's in town. Tell us a little bit about that role.
Well, I think especially with this team, with 16 seniors on the team, that leadership was pretty easy to come around with us through practice or just in games or even in the classroom. So everybody just trying to push each other to their best abilities, being positive and getting on somebody when they need some help.
Where were you when you realized you were Class 4 state champions?
I was on the field, and then as soon as the clock was ticking down, I went to some of my teammates, just gave them a big old hug. Just finally, all that hard work's paid off.
Who's the first person you heard from after you won the state title?
It was actually my dad. He came up onto the field and just gave me a big old hug, and so that meant a lot to me.
Very good. What plans, if any, do you have here in the future?
I'm actually not playing college soccer. I'm just going to go to K-State.
Very good.
Just I'm in business.
All right. Well, Josh, hey, congratulations and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You as well.
You bet. Again, we're visiting here with Coach Matt Darby from Rockhurst and some of his seniors and senior captains. And Coach, where do you go from here?
Enjoy this, right? Enjoy the moment. I think for coaches, it's kind of like being a parent. You spend so much time with the kids, and you're so happy for them. And then it also sinks in a little bit like, man, they're moving on now, right? But that's part of your job, right? Is to allow them to enjoy what they're doing, to do their best. And then whether it's as a parent, you kick them out of the house, or as a coach, you say, you got to move on and go somewhere else. So yeah, fantastic group of kids. They were being super modest in here too. We got 2 All-Americans in here, multiple all-state players. Noah ended up our center back, who talked a lot about defense, had the game-winning goal in the championship game, and the game-winning assist in the semifinal game, and the second assist in the championship game. And then marked there. Jackson has an All-American on their team too, in the center mid, that Noah pretty much man-marked the whole game. So that was probably 2 of the most complete games. And that's what I was so proud of these guys, and really more just thankful and felt lucky that they got to, in their biggest weekend, play some of their best soccer. That's pretty special. So, and have a blast doing it. All they talk about all the time is how they're friends with it. I mean, they are best friends on and off the field, which makes it even more special. But also, obviously, is what also allowed them to get to that point. They trust each other. They work for each other. They can call each other out and get in arguments with each other and then be fine 2 minutes later, Yeah,
you bet. Well, again, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network, Coach Darby, congratulations to your team, and thanks so much for your time today. And we look forward to visiting again next fall.
All right. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Hey, you're listening to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Keep it right here.